My brother's best friend wants to marry me. I need a muse. Brightly was the sun shining on Cavier. He fell asleep on his laptop again, editing his new film for his finals. I should really stop working so late at night, otherwise me and my laptop will become one. I stood up and immediately looked for my phone. I scrolled through my social media apps and realized Cameron had posted a new photo. It was posted last night. It looked like he was in a club. Again. I'm not even surprised anymore. Clubs are basically his haven. Every night he goes to clubs, and every night he brings a new man back to his condo. I wonder how many men he brought home this week. As I said that out loud, my door suddenly opened with a bang. Good morning. Well, good noon, I think. Anyways, hello my little Vivi. Looks like you slept on your desk again. I can see the keyboard prints on your face. Oh, it's just my brother. I hate how he calls me Vivi. I don't even think it sounds cute. Hi, what are you doing here? It's a big brother's job to annoy the little one every day. If this is what I wake up to, then please don't wake me up. What do you want, Mark? Have you seen Cameron's new post? I bet he's having a different one every night. Good for him, he said as he smirked. So, my dear Vivi, when is it going to be your turn? God, why is he so adamant on putting me into a relationship? I'm already content with my status right now. Why bother changing it? Besides, every girl that I meant just wasn't clicking with me. Why? Why do I need one in the first place? Besides, every blind date that you've put me through didn't work, I answered him. Weirdly enough, yeah, that is true. Why is that? I don't know, Mark. You tell me. Maybe it's a sign? We just argued back and forth about what happened between my dates. The whole conversation was just him trying to figure out what went wrong, and me dismissing him. Mark, when will you let this go? I asked with a heavy sigh as I grew tired of having this conversation almost daily. When you give me a reason why, he said as he walked out of my room. His words echoed through my thoughts. When I give him a reason why, huh? I guess it's a challenge. I was about to enter the shower when another notification popped up. Oh my God, Cameron just texted me to come pick him up? I thought he was in his condo. That's weird. The man is rich. He has drivers. Why would he need me to pick him up? And not to mention, he literally has my brother in his disposal. Why won't he ask him? Why me? The mere thought just gave me a headache. I better head to the bathroom and pick this man up. I stepped out of the shower and picked up some fresh clothes, took my keys and went to the garage. I managed to pull my car into the driveway and pinned Cameron's location on my maps. Wait, this isn't a club. Why is he asking me to pick him up at a restaurant? I mumbled. What is with this man? Maybe this is really a club, but just turns into a restaurant in the morning. Curiosity got the better of me, so I spared no time and drove to the location. Hold on, is that Cameron by the door? What's going on here? I stepped outside and approached Cameron rather curiously. He immediately saw me. He was wearing a semi-formal attire. Why is he wearing that? What's the occasion? Did someone die or something? Our eyes finally met. Hi, Cavier. How are you? I'm glad you came. Cameron spoke, as if we didn't just saw each other a few days ago. Why did you ask me to come pick you up? From what I'm seeing, you don't need any picking up. I huffed. I'm sorry, it's just that. I didn't know how else I could convince you to come. Somehow, when I say I need you, you come. Cameron's not wrong. There's something about him that always pursued me to go to him when he needs me. I don't know why, I just do. We went inside the restaurant, and I noticed there were a lot of film posters. I got so excited I went to every single one of them. I was mesmerized. These were nostalgic to me. I grew up with these. I'm glad you like them. I was starting to think you wouldn't. Jesus, you can't creep up on me like that, Cameron. I gasped. He gave me his apologies and gestured me to sit down. But I was far too focused on the posters until... Come sit, Cavier, please. I don't know what got over me, but I immediately sat down. Maybe it was because of his voice. Maybe. Sorry, but let's not beat around the bush anymore. Why, Cameron? Why did you ask me to come here? There was silence for a few. I almost broke it until... Marry me. What? I immediately stood up from my chair looking at Cameron. When I tell you that I started seeing red, I mean I was ready to body slam Cameron onto the floor. Don't try and play games with me, Cameron, or I swear to God I'm gonna kill you. Besides, I'm not like you, I threatened. Please, Cavier, listen to me first. I'm in danger if you won't marry me. All I hear come out from this man's mouth is pure gibberish. I refused to listen to any more of his words, so I started to walk towards the door until he grabbed my arm. Somehow, his mere touch pursued goosebumps, as if on cue. Our eyes met again. Only this time, he managed to calm me down. Please, just listen to me. He gestured for us to sit down again. Oh, where do I start? I can see his sweat trail down from his forehead to his chiseled chin. What? I did not just say that. My parents asked me to meet them yesterday. And I thought it was just going to be a normal dinner date like what we always do every week. But that night, they were much more awkward and a little bit mad. He took a pause. So, I asked them what was wrong, and they said it was me. They said they were tired of me not having a person to present to them every occasion. So, they asked me that unless I show them someone, they'll cut me off their inheritance. I noticed that his head was down, and his eyes were glued to his shoes. It's not a secret that Cameron is a playboy, but after all these years, he managed to somehow hide his affairs from his parents. So I guess his parents and my brother agree on one thing. I tried to argue with them, but they were firm on their decision. I couldn't do anything. I was stuck. My lifestyle was on the line, so I had no choice but to tell them I was engaged. That's a really stupid decision to make, Cameron, I said, interrupting him. I know, but I couldn't think of anything else. Let me guess. You called me and asked me to marry you because you had no other choice as well. Well, no. You were actually the first person that came to my mind. His eyes staring at me. I didn't know what to say. I was baffled, confused as to why he would think of that. I'm flattered, Cameron, but why me? Finally mustering up the courage to speak. I keep on asking myself that question too. I don't know why, but I found myself actually leaning onto his offer. Seriously, what has gotten into me? He was staring at me intently. If I didn't know any better, I would have said he stared at me endearingly, but I paid no mind. I looked around the restaurant, of all the film posters, and then suddenly, I'll take it, but on one condition. Anything. I will film everything. You will be my muse. Deal. Deal. After our talk, me and Cameron walked to our cars. I think we need to establish some rules. Me agreeing to this doesn't mean it's a free-for-all. Sure, what do you have in mind? Cameron asks. I went back to the restaurant, got a few napkins, and picked a pen from my pocket. Okay, so rule 1, we should always ask each other if we want to do anything romantic, like hugging or holding hands or any sort of physical intimacy. All right, I have no problems with that, he said as he smiled at me. That stupid smile. Rule 2, when I'm filming, just act natural. Don't do anything stupid. Don't you know that I'm an actor by nature? He answered while smirking. Ugh, when will he stop? Rule 3, don't bring your boy toys whenever we're seeing each other or when I'm at your condo. Oh, wow. So you're gonna live with me? Of course not. Don't be stupid. I'll just go there from time to time to film. Right, my bad. Please continue. How dare he suggest that I'm thinking about living with him? I'd rather eat a pickle. And finally, rule number 4, absolutely no falling in love. That I have no problems of doing, easy peasy. He chuckled as he fished for his keys. Would that be all? He continued. Wow, he's really so eager to do this. I wonder why. Does he really love his lifestyle so much that he's willing to die everything just to keep it? Yes, and when a rule is broken, especially the last one, we have to call this engagement off. I said so sternly. No problem, baby. What? Did he just... Excuse me? What? Pet names weren't in the rules. True, damn it. I should have put that in. Ugh, he's so annoying. Fine, the pet names can stay. Aren't you gonna give me one? If you stop being annoying, maybe I'll think about it. He just chuckled at me. We were nearing our cars, and before I walked towards mine, "Can I hug you?" he asked. Yes. I don't know why, but something compelled me to eagerly say yes. Maybe it's because I just wanted this day to end. Maybe. His hug was warm, he smelled so good too. Pause. Seriously, what is going on with me? I need to stay focused. All for my film, all for my film. God, if I really need to chant all for my film every time he hugs me, I might be in trouble. After the hug, I spared no time in going inside my car. I started my ignition, but I waited for him to exit the driveway and waited until he was out of sight before I made my way through the highway. After around 45 minutes, I arrived home. My plan was to shower and head to bed. Today was too long. My plan was going so well until my brother spotted me. "Vivi! My dear Vivi! Where have you been?" Before I could answer him, he sprinted towards me and gave me a big hug. "I can't breathe! Let go!" "Geez, you usually like my hugs. What's up with you? You are more what?" My voice was rather threatening. "More feisty. What's up with that?" Should I tell him? No, I don't think so. He'll just make a big deal about it. I can't have that. I'm too tired. "Nothing, I'm just tired," I answered. "Oh, all right. I'll let you have your piece," he said, as disappeared into the hallway. He knows that when I tell him I'm tired, I'm not really in the mood to interact with other people. I followed the hallway to my door, and I started getting ready for a shower. After I finished, my suddenly chimed, "Oh, it's Cameron. What does he want this time?" I opened it, and his text was just him basically calling me baby and asking what I was doing. I responded that I was in the shower, and after a few, he didn't reply. How dare he ignore me? He was the one who texted me first. Annoying as ever. I plopped down to my bed and was watching a movie until my phone chimed again. I immediately choked on my saliva. What the hell? This man is really getting on my nerves. Tell me why he sent me a pic of him in a towel with a caption, "Me too?" I asked the gods to give this man at least some decency and me some patience. I finished the movie without replying to him to pursue my inner peace. All for my film. All for my film. Morning came and I saw Cameron's message telling me good morning. There is no good in morning when he's the first one that greets me. If so, just don't greet me at all. It took me a while to get up, but eventually I did. I saw my laptop, realizing I haven't done anything new. That's when I decided that I wanted to film at Cameron's condo, so I picked up my camera and headed there. I made my way to the garage and started my car. Funny enough, I had the urge to call him, because after he sent his good morning text, I didn't hear from him again. Maybe he's just asleep? Maybe. I arrived at his building and proceeded to go to the penthouse suite. I knocked on his door, but no one answered. I knocked again. Nothing. I decided to go down and ask the receptionist for a key card. "Hello, sir. Good morning. How may I help you?" she asked cheerfully. "Hi, I just need a spare key card for the penthouse suite." "Oh, Mr. Cameron's suite. I'm sorry, but we don't give out key cards to visitors. May I ask your affiliation to Mr. Cameron?" I must have thought of it for a while, and I must have thought for quite some time, because the receptionist was getting suspicious. "I'm his fiancé." "Oh, Jesus. I apologize. Here is the spare key card. I hope you have a nice day." I took the key card and bolted to the elevator. I had to take deep breaths. Fiancé? Really? What has gotten into me? What compelled me to say that? But somehow, the taste of it on my mouth is sweet. I put the key card on the door and entered his suite. Oh my God. Cavier. Jesus, what are you doing here? Cameron was there, on the couch, with another man. "You need to go, Samuel. Go." I saw him as he shouted at the man to leave his apartment. "Cavier, what are you doing here?" I couldn't speak. Even though I know all about his Playboy tendencies, this was the first time I actually saw it on action. I was flabbergasted. I felt a little weary. Maybe it's because I was just surprised. Maybe. "Cavier, I'm sorry you had to see me like that. He tried to speak. "Don't. It's okay, Cameron. You don't have to say sorry. I know, Cameron. I know. Don't worry." I can still see the guilt on his eyes, almost as if he regretted what he did. "It's really okay, Cameron. I don't mind," I assured him. "It's just that it feels like I'm doing something wrong." "But you're not, because we're not really together. We us. It's fake." I suppose you're right. I watched him as he cleaned the couch and hopped into the shower. I suppose I was still in shock because I forgot to tell him why I was here. I was about to shout to him my reasoning until he came out of the shower, in a towel, just like the picture that he sent me. "Hi again. Sorry, I'll just change." "Don't..." "What?" "What?" "I meant don't do it for too long. Don't keep me waiting." I managed to save my face. Oh, of course. He chuckled. If the universe can hear me, please bury me alive. I can't even justify why I did that. It just happened. I just pray to whatever is out there that it doesn't happen again. Otherwise, I'll be dead from my own embarrassment. After a few, he went out of the room all changed up. Hi, I'm done. What brings you here, Cavier? I came here to ask you if we could film something. Oh, of course. Well, what do you want me to do? Now that I think about it, what do couples who are engaged and happy do? I don't know, I confessed. I know. Why don't we go on a date? He said so cheerfully that I could not see his eyes anymore. That's actually a pretty good idea. Good boy, Cameron. Good boy? Is that your nickname for me? I like it. What? What do you mean? I noticed his smile fade away. Is it because of the nickname? Oh, of course, yes. Yes, that's my nickname for you. I immediately took back my reaction. It was worth it, I think, because his face brightened up the moment I said it. It's a date then, he said. We walked to his car, and I turned my camera on, and I started filming. So, where do you want to go, Cavier? He said with his hands on the wheel. I was too focused on this scene that I almost didn't hear him. Oh, I don't know. What about you? Do you have something in mind? As I said that, the car suddenly swerved to the right, making me lose my balance, and the moment it stopped, I found myself on Cameron's lap. Jesus, Cameron, we could have died, I said as I managed to put myself on my seat again. You're right. I'm sorry. I just got excited because I figured out where to go. You do? Yes, but it's a surprise. All right, surprise me. I guess the ride was long because I fell asleep. When I woke up, I saw the ocean, the vast, vast ocean. My favorite. I immediately grabbed my camera and started filming. Hey, you're awake. I was afraid I had to wake you up. You're just in time. You brought me to the seaside? Yeah, oh no. Do you not like it? Of course I do. It's just that. How did you know? I remember you wanting to go by the ocean when we were kids. You used to beg Mark to drive you to the nearest shore. Well, not beg, more like threaten. He giggled. That's actually so sweet. Thank you, Cameron. I smiled at him. He smiled back, and when he did, I swear I could almost hear my heartbeat. You could film all you want. I'll be right back. I went outside of the car and I filmed everything. The waves, the sun, his car, and his smile. I turned my camera around and saw Cameron walking towards me, holding something on his hands. I got us some ice cream. I hope you're not as hungry because they slowly melted as I walked here. Thank you, Cameron. We just sat there, admiring the ocean. I didn't even notice that I was filming much of him instead of the ocean. This is lovely. Although I don't appreciate the stubborn churn of my stomach. Maybe it's because of the ice cream, maybe. It's getting dark. Should we head to dinner? He turned to me, and I'm glad that I get to capture it on film. Of course, although I don't want to go inside a restaurant. Is it okay if we eat street foods? I thought you'd never ask. We went back inside the car and headed our way to the nearest vendor. We eventually found one and settled in. Cameron ordered some grilled skewers, and I managed to get some fresh boiled seafood. As we were waiting for our food, a little boy with his mom wondered and came up to us. Mom, look, they look so cute. I hope I could take someone out on a date soon. His smile evident on his dimples. Cameron and I looked at each other. I could see a hint of red on his cheeks. Cameron, are you cold? He looked like he was taken aback by my question. No. Why do you ask? Are you? Not really. It's just that your cheeks are red. Cameron choked on his food that I had to help him get a piece of shrimp out of him. Cameron, if you're cold, it's okay. We can pack up and go back. No, please. It's okay. I like eating here with you. He said that with so much comfort and with no trace of awkwardness. How could he? Does he know when he says things like that, it makes my stomach churn? Right. It was the only thing I can muster to say. As he composes himself, I took out my camera again, filming everything and him, and for a split second, he smiled again. In no time, our food was finished, and we both were tired. We both agreed to head back. He started to drive away, and before I slept again, I filmed a little bit of the drive. Today was possibly the best date that I've ever been to. This time, he woke me up to tell me we were back in his condo. I was so tired that going up to his room was a chore. He opened the door for us, and we went in. You could stay for the night if you want. I guess he saw how tired I was for him to suggest that. Maybe it's not going to be that bad. Besides, I'm just going to sleep and not live here. I get to rest and won't eat a pickle. It's a win-win situation, at least for me. Sure, I do need to shower though. No worries, I have some clothes you could borrow. I headed to the shower after he gave me a towel. After I've finished, I saw a set of fresh clothes on his bed. Oh my God, I just realized there's only one bed. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, please help me. I took the clothes and changed myself. I don't know if it's the clothes or am I just so tired. His shirt feels so comforting, as if I was hugging him myself. I'm just tired, that's why I find it comforting. Did you say something? Jesus. Cameron, what did I tell you about sneaking up on me like that? I'm sorry. It's just that I didn't want to disturb you. It's fine. I'm done changing anyways. I turned to the mirror to check if his clothes fit on my body, and let me tell you, it did. So perfectly. When I turned around, I saw Cameron just staring at me, smiling. Yes? Do you need something? I apologize for staring. It's just that you look good on my clothes. The familiar churn of my stomach started again, just like how the tint on his cheeks were evident. I told you to keep your temperature moderate, Cameron. It's too cold. Even your cheeks are telling me that. He just chuckled and got a pillow from his bed. Wait, where are you going? I asked. Oh, I'm going to sleep on the couch since I only own one bed. No, you sleep here. It's yours, not mine. Please, I insist. I know your back will hurt in the morning when you sleep on the couch. I could not win this argument, so I just agreed. I laid down on his bed trying to sleep, but to no avail. This kept on going on until the clock said 1 a.m. So, I decided to go into the kitchen to get myself some milk. That's when I saw Cameron on the couch with just a pillow. And so, after finishing my milk, I went back to his room to get an extra blanket. I went to the living room and hovered the blanket over him. I was about to go when he grabbed my hand. Stay. I had no choice but to stay because he was gripping my arm so hard, and if I move, I might wake him up. I sat down below him and admired his soft features. Oh no, I might be falling. Time went by, and he finally let go of my arm, and I went back to his bed, trying to sleep with the realization that just dawned upon me. I think I'm falling for Cameron. Before I knew it, morning came, and Cameron was nowhere to be found. The only thing I saw was a knot that said, I'm out at the moment, have some breakfast, and also my parents asked to see the both of us later for dinner. Please come. I headed down to the dining room with a smile on his face, until I remembered that if I told him I was falling, the deal would be off, and I don't even think he feels the same way. These thoughts are what told me that I should be content with whatever we have, just to be with him. I booked a taxi and went home after finishing the breakfast. Don't worry, I left him a note. After I arrived, I immediately opened my computer to edit the scenes of yesterday. As I was watching everything, his smile remained my favorite. Not the ocean anymore, but him. I almost didn't want to shower because that meant I had to take off his clothes. But eventually, I had to because I needed to get ready for later. While in the shower, I thought I would surprise him in his condo and bring my car so that I would be the one to drive. I got so excited with the thought that I hurriedly changed into dinner-appropriate clothes and skipped to the garage my car. I spared no time and got to his condo earlier than expected. The receptionist greeted me and went up to his room. I got my key card and I entered swiftly. I opened my camera to film, but he was nowhere to be found. I roamed around until I saw him with another man in his bed. My camera dropped down to the floor, and I'm guessing he heard it because he flinched and saw me. I didn't wait for him, so I sprinted to the door, wanting to get out of here. Wait, Cavier, wait, hold on, please, I heard him shout. But I just kept on running until I finally found myself on the garage. I went inside my car and cried my heart out. It hurts, I said, as I gripped my heart. I cried for a while until I remembered that Cameron and I were supposed to go to dinner with his parents. So with that in mind, I composed myself and drove to the restaurant. I arrived there in a swift, I greeted them, and they were shocked to see me. Cavier? You're Cameron's fiancé? His dad asked. Yes, I am, I replied as I held my tears back. Well, this is amazing. Better than expected, his mother replied. They gestured for me to sit down, but not long after, they started asking me why I wasn't with Cameron and why he was late. I just told them this was part of his plan to surprise them. A few minutes in, he arrived. He was panting, but I paid him no mind. He couldn't look at me in the eyes and just focused on conversing with his parents while he sat down next to me. I guess his parents could feel the awkwardness because, are you guys really a couple? Because from the looks of it, you guys don't even want to breathe the same air. His dad started. I agree. Cameron, if you're only doing this to trick us, it's not happening. We had a deal, his mom added. They won't stop criticizing him, so he stood up and kissed me. There, is that proof enough for you guys? He said, as he held my hand, and we stormed off. We went inside his car, and we drove off in silence. You were late, I said, breaking off the silence. He stopped the car on the side of the road and said, Listen, Cavier, what you saw earlier, it was a misunderstanding. That man, he was my cousin. We were on my bed because we were trying to create a surprise for you on the bed. Some roses formed into a heart, and we weren't naked. I finally took your advice on making the temperature moderate, but didn't realize it was hot outside, so we took off our clothes because we were sweating. I was speechless. He explained everything to me even when I didn't ask for it. He was so conscious of my body language, and perhaps my watering eyes, that it killed his conscience. Here, you dropped your camera. I think it's broken. I was late because I tried to have it fixed, but they all said it was crumpled. Why are you telling me all of these, Cameron? I asked, hitching. Because I think I'm falling for you too. I could not believe it, but if this were a dream, please don't wake me up. I heard you last night, and I think that was the reason why I've thought of you when the commitment talk was prevalent. I'm sorry. I hope you'd forgive me. I didn't say anything and just hugged him ever so tightly. No words were said, but I know our hearts were jumping with joy. Because I could hear them shouting as I am shouting your name, Cameron. Looks like this fake dating thing eventually became a fairy tale for both Cameron and especially Cavier. A few months after, Cavier showed his film to the class and he received the highest grade. As for Cameron, the deal was off. He fell in love first, so the thing about breaking the deal off was now out of the window. The couple promised to take it slow. You could imagine how happy Mark is when they told him the news. I guess Cavier finally found his muse.